Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be expected, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Makes me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm late. I was trying to finish up recording a video. What's going on, y'all? Let me say what's up. So sorry I'm late. Let me say hi to the people, child. Remember to put my correct glasses on today. Now I gotta give my eyes a few minutes to adjust, child. Ooh, Lordy. Okay. Thank you, Don, for being here. Yes, hit that like button as you come in. And yes, please subscribe to the Teacher Project 2.0. I appreciate y'all. And let me tell you, Don is on it, because that is the announcement that I need to make. Tonight, Josiah World TV and Giving You the Real Tea. We will be talking Heart and Hustle Houston over on Josiah's channel. And there's the link. I also shared it on my community wall. It is also on my Instagram page. So meet us over there, you guys, at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's at 9 o'clock. Hold on. It's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Wait a minute, let me make sure. Because JoJo said, hold on, y'all. Let me make sure, child. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So just meet me over there at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Anyway, it should automatically adjust to your time zone. Okay. So we'll be over there talking Heart and Hustle. And yes, before somebody asks, the Miami Whether You Like It or Not panel, we're going to get our lives together, child. We know we owe y'all a couple of episodes. We're going to get it together. The good thing is that the last couple of episodes really ain't been a whole lot going on, because I ain't even done my review on the last episode of Miami. So I'm going to have to get that done. Okay. But we will get it together. We're going to get caught up. All right. Let me say hi to the people. What's up, Tan? Thank you, Don, for being at the front door, honey. What up, B-Lo, JD with Lock Queen? Hey, JB. What's up, boo? Grown woman, don't try me. Marnie. Hey, Marnie. What's up, girl? Hey, Cajun. Lord, here he go. Diva 84 Cross Country Cruiser. Hey, my love. Alexis Sierra. Lolisa, where have you been? I promise you, I was thinking about you about 2 weeks ago. I said, I wonder how Miss Lolisa is doing. How are you, my love? Mwah. Hey, just sweet. Hello. My first day back to school. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. I'm on mute. Y'all can't hear me? Oh, that was you. Okay, I'm about to say I've been talking all this time. Hey, Sierra.
Apple.com should be able to answer that question.
Oh, Lord. Why does this thing keep coming on, y'all? This is stupid. I don't know what I'm hitting that is see this damn MacBook. It's okay, Don. What's up, Powerful? Yes. I'm glad you had a good day. Glad to see you you traveled back safely. What's up, Tam? Hey, boo. Hold on, let me keep scrolling down. Child. Is that it? Maybe that's the last person. Okay. Is that it? Maybe that's the last. Maybe that's why it ain't scrolling down. Okay. So come on in, you guys. Please hit that like button as you come in the door. I don't have a lot to talk about today, but again, I just got to get back in the habit of coming down here and saying hi to y'all. Hey, what's up, The Informed? Hey, boo. So a couple of quick things. Again, I don't have a lot, y'all. Most of what I have to talk about either follow-ups or whatever the situation is. But I did call. I'm not going to say a name. I'm just going to say this. Thank you, the inform. You know what? The inform. I'm gonna put that up on the screen so I don't forget to come back to it, because I'm gonna tell y'all about my first day in a second. I did call one of my friends today who is in law. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to put it on anyone in particular. To ask him about this DJ Akademiks thing, right? So we know that DJ Akademiks reviewed his testimony, his deposition, I should say, in the Milagros Graham trial. Now, first of all, a lot of people on TikTok are not understanding what it is that they're actually looking at. And there's no disrespect to them. They just don't follow the stuff like we've been following the stuff. DJ Akademiks has not been sued for defamation as of yet, to my knowledge. Milagros Grams is being sued by Meg Thee Stallion. And as a result, DJ Akademiks was subpoenaed because of his relationship with Milagros during that time. So, hey, Quake Boo. So, that deposition that's floating around is the deposition from the Milagros Graham trial. So, for a lot of people that are like, oh, he's being sued for defamation. He's not. That is not him. I even saw another video where they were like, he didn't even bring lawyers. He wasn't being sued. Now, do I think he should have lawyers? I probably would have at least consulted a lawyer before I went into a deposition. You're relying on Milagros Graham's lawyers, and I don't know if that's the best decision. But he does not. So that is what it is. But I was asking because I saw a video, and I'm not naming no names. But I saw a video where somebody was saying that what he's doing is illegal and he's breaking the law and yada, 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 yada. I don't know. And the person that I spoke to does not know. They're going to do some digging around and kind of get back to me to find out. Because I said, this is still an ongoing not investigation. This is still an ongoing lawsuit. And generally speaking, at least from what I thought, that with I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I was looking at something. Okay. I just had never seen a deposition be leaked to the public in an ongoing trial. Ongoing situation. So they're going to get back to me. So I don't have a definitive answer about that, but we did look at that yesterday, and those clips have been floating all over TikTok and stuff like that. So, and of course, other bloggers have picked them up and so forth and so on. So, from what the person that I talked to said was, if he had broken the law, if this was a violation, like if this was like something that wasn't supposed to be public, there would have already been, maybe somebody would have already filed some sort of an injunction or something like that. But so I'm still waiting to find that out. Was Milagros with Tory Daddy and spent over 400 hours on the phone with the family, going to lunch and dinner? Where they at for her now? Well, I don't know. All right, so let me tell you about my first day of school. So today for us, it wasn't a regular full day. It was really basically like a 9th grade orientation situation. One thing I did realize, and I'm about to be very vulnerable with you guys right now and share something with you guys. I just went to the eye doctor. All right, let me say this. Let me rewind. I have had a lazy eye my whole life. I've always had a lazy eye. I've had surgery and it's gotten a lot better than what it used to be, but I feel like it's starting to get really bad again. Because people who know me, they don't even notice it. Nobody really says anything, but I always, kids are going to tell it, right? So kids are going to always be like, you looking at me? Who you looking at? You looking at me? But it normally does not happen like all day, every day. And I feel like it is happening like today. Literally every kid that I talked to today was like, so I was like, maybe I need to go back to the eye doctor because maybe it's worse than I thought. Now I do notice when I'm looking here, I can see, okay, this one. I can see my eye, my lazy eye when I'm looking here. But thank you, El Teddy. Hey, boo. Thank you. But I lost my train of thought now. But I can see it when I'm talking to y'all. But that's because I'm not looking straight ahead. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, hell, I just had an eye exam, but maybe I need to go back to the damn doctor because clearly my eye is doing something. I don't know. Second of all, y'all, listen. I felt like, hey, everybody coming in. Come on in, come on in, come on in, you guys. Hey, everybody coming over from El Teddy's house. Come on in, get you a seat. Pull up a squat, pop a squat, pull up a chair, okay? Let me say this, y'all. I know it's very easy for us as educators, and I'm speaking from an education perspective, for us to always be ready for stuff to be bad. Nothing's wrong with my eyesight. It's just my lazy eye. But I hear what you're saying, O Street. But I mean, my eyesight is the same as it was. It's just it seemed like that. I don't know. Anyway, but I see the same. My prescription didn't change. When I went to the eye doctor, my prescription didn't change. But I hear what you're saying. Okay. We started off, we had like a 9th grade orientation today. And here's my issue. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something about this to my principal. Today wasn't the day because there was too many other things going on. And I need to talk. I have a decent relationship with my principal, and I feel like I can have this conversation with him. But I feel like everything was negative. I feel like the first thing out his mouth was about how many kids we suspended last year and how we don't want to suspend as many kids this year and how they need to do this and they need to do that so he don't have to suspend them. And I was like, why is the word suspend even coming out of our mouth? This is 9th grade orientation. These kids are literally walking into high school. And as much as I know kids like to play hard, there were more kids in that room that were nervous and afraid and scared and anxious than there were hard asses. Let's just call a thing a thing. Anybody who's been in education knows that your knuckleheads are always the minority. They just make the loudest noise. So I know how I felt my first day in high school, right? Coming from an elementary school, nobody from my elementary school was at my high school. Now, eventually, I think 2 or 3 people that I went to elementary school ended up transferring in. But on that very first day, I didn't know anybody. I knew some people that were in 10th grade or 11th grade. And maybe even a few 12th graders. But if I knew them in 12th grade while I was in 9th grade, that means that I knew them when they were in the 8th grade, which means I was in like the 4th grade, 5th grade. You know what I mean? So I didn't know anybody. And I was nervous and I was anxious and everything was new. And you know what I mean? And I was just like, you started talking about suspending kids before you even introduced yourself and said your name. And I don't think that was his intention. Like, I know he's I know he's not that guy. Like, because let's call it thing a thing. He don't need to be suspending kids like that. So he's not that guy. He's not he ain't no, Joe Clark type of dude. But I was like, you didn't even say your name. You didn't even say who you were. Like, those kids don't know you the principal. It's their first day. You didn't even walk in the door and say, hey, my name is so-and-so and I'm the principal and we want to welcome you. Like you literally started, it was the negative first. And then he worked around to, yeah, we're looking forward and we're this and we've got all these great things for y'all. How about that's all you should have said and then sat the hell down. So I'm going to say something to him. Like I said, it won't be today because today wasn't the day. It'll be a day when I have his undivided attention, when me and him are already talking about, because I do Title I, I meet with him a lot. So it'll probably be when we have our Title I meeting, and I'm going to say it because, again, I don't think he even noticed it. Maybe somebody else would have said it to him by now, but I'm going to say that, you know. Montrez, my freshman year was longer than that, but I remember how I felt that day. I remember how nervous I was. I remember how I felt, you know. But anyway, but as far as the first day, it was okay. I mean, again, it was more of an orientation. I didn't see all of my students. They keep changing my schedule. And it is what it is. I don't even, at this point, I think my schedule is set now. But literally, my schedule, in the last week, my schedule has probably changed 3 or 4 times. So it's whatever. But I am going to be teaching a class that I've never taught before. So that'll be a challenge. That'll be something new. That'll be a challenge for me. But anyway, y'all, let's get ready to get into it, y'all. It's 186 of y'all in the room. I appreciate y'all all for being here. If you have not done so already, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all hit that like button, please?
I said close them doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Don, thank you so much. Don got the doors. We're going to close the doors. It is 7:15. So that's the number for the day. If you want to donate to the platform, you can donate $7.15, $17.15, $70.15. You can hit the Cash App or you can super chat. Or you can just hit that like button, sit down and enjoy the show. Y'all know how we do around here. Okay. First day of 4th grade, 5th grade math. This will be a better year. It will be still C Golden. It absolutely will be. Really, are you considered one of the favorite teachers? I bet you are. Child, it probably depends on who you ask. I mean, probably it probably depends on who you ask, and that's real talk. I mean, I've been some people's favorite teacher. I've been some people's least favorite teacher. Depends on who you ask, child. But you know, it is what it is. Like I tell my students, you ain't gotta like me, you're gonna respect me. That's all I ask. You know. All right, let's get into it. Good, Melly. Melly said we had a great first day and a strong start. There you go. Good for you. Congrats and good for you. Now this is a rumor alert. This is a rumor alert. Rumor. Where's my rumor? Let me put my rumor up here before I even start talking about this. Let me put my rumor alert up here because hold on. We got a rumor alert. Rumor alert. Now listen. Word on the streets. And I don't know which word and I don't know which street. That's why I say this a rumor, okay? Word on the streets is that Tamar was creeping with Mendices. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if I believe that. I just don't know if I believe that. Let me tell you why I don't know if I believe that. And maybe I give men too much credit. I might. That's valid. I might give men too much credit. But I just find it real interesting or real hard to believe that somebody like Tamar, and what I mean by that, I mean a celebrity like Tamar, meaning in Atlanta, everybody knows who you are. Like you can't hide. And Mendices, and I ain't saying that Mendices is a celebrity, but when it comes to them Atlanta streets, they know who Mendices is, okay? Because of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. When your storyline for the last season has been you and your wife cheating on each other, you cheating on her or her cheating on you, I just don't see you out in them streets in public with each other. But I could be wrong. People have done dumber things. Let me just say that. People have done dumber things. But allegedly, Tamar and Mendices have been out in them streets creeping. Okay. And allegedly, now this is what the streets is saying. The streets is saying that Yandy was waiting on Tamar. I'm laughing, but this is what the streets is really saying. The streets is saying that Yandy was waiting on Tamar when she rolled up, and that's how she lost them teeth. Now listen, I really don't think that's the truth. I'm just telling y'all what the streets is saying. But I honestly do not think that's what happened. I really don't. I honestly think that either Tamar fell because she was inebriated, or Tamar fell. Like, I don't think somebody beat her ass. I just don't. I don't think that's what happened. I honestly think that Tamar fell. Now, either Tamar fell because she was inebriated or Tamar just fell. That's really what I think happened, y'all. I'm just being honest. I don't think it's that deep. I just don't. Because here's why I say that. Because I feel like if Yandy was going to roll up on somebody, I feel like there's other people Yandy could have rolled up on. Okay, Lovely Soul said Yandy has goons. Now, if somebody were to say to me, somebody approached Tamar because Tamar is sleeping with her man and she sent somebody to go get Tamar, then I might believe that. But I don't know if Yandy was parked out in front of Tamar's house waiting for her to get home. I just don't believe that. Now, I could be wrong, and we might find out later on that the story is true. Stranger things have happened. I'm just telling y'all my opinion. I don't believe it. That I don't mean it ain't true. I'm telling y'all I don't believe it. Okay. Now y'all might believe it, and it could be true. Now she fell after that fist hit her. Y'all are wrong. Y'all. Oh, y'all are wrong. But I found it interesting that we didn't hear anything about Tamar allegedly with Mendices until now. We done heard about Mendices allegedly cheating on Tamar for the last year. And Yandy, and Tamar name never came up. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I just don't think that's what happened. Now, again, y'all, I don't know these people like that. But I don't believe that's what happened. But, I don't know these people like that. But that's the rumor, y'all. I got to tell y'all what the streets is saying. That's the rumor, honey. That's the rumor. Now, listen. I got a little bit of Real Housewives of Potomac tea. Now, I got this from Millie Chan. Y'all know Millie Chan, right? Y'all know Millie Chan on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. If y'all don't know Millie Chan, y'all check Millie Chan out. I found Millie Chan on TikTok probably about 2 years ago, and now she done came over here to YouTube. She doing the damn thing. Millie Chan works hard too. She works hard. But I was listening to Millie Chan's video earlier today. She does like a Hot Topics video. She does short. She goes live like once a week, but she does short little, most of her stuff are uploads and little short uploads. Now, she said she had heard some Real Housewives of Potomac tea. Now, we were talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac yesterday, and I gave you the little bit of tea that I had. But she said she heard a little bit more tea roaming these Potomac streets. You could tell Potomac about to come back on child because all this mess is out here. Now, we all know that Kiki unfollowed Wendy and unfollowed Stacey. Well, according to Millie Chan, Kiki and Wendy sort of fell out like the first couple of weeks of filming. And I guess they ain't get back on a good foot. Now, allegedly, according to the tea that Millie Chan was spilling, Wendy that production had told Giselle she had to be nice to Wendy last season. Thus the reason why they had to sit down. Thus the reason why they, I'm saying air quotes, made up. And thus the reason why they were able to film last season without a whole lot of mess and drama. Because y'all know how unsufferable what was last season, y'all? Season 10? Was last season 10? Y'all know how bad the season before that was with Candace and Giselle not speaking, barely filming together. Y'all remember how bad that was. So I can believe that production went to Giselle and was like, look, you and Wendy gonna have to get it together. Candace is gone. So Wendy, you really don't have your ally like you had last season. So you and Giselle need to sit down and y'all need to get this shit together. I can believe that production did that because they knew how bad that season was. But according to what Millie Chan said, production didn't tell Giselle that this season. And from what Millie Chan was alluding to, because she didn't say this, but what she was alluding to was that Giselle took them gloves back off. And she ain't so nice to Dr. Wendy this season. The other thing that Millie Chan said was Happy Eddie is no longer practicing law. Now, I can believe that Eddie is no longer practicing law because if his cannabis business is doing as well as they say it's doing, I can 100% believe that he's not clocking a corporate clock anymore. Because why would you? The purpose of entrepreneurship is to not have to work for anybody else. The purpose of going into business for yourself is to build up and not have to work for nobody else. So I can believe that if Happy Eddie is really doing well, listen, it's a lot of money in cannabis. Listen, forget what you heard. It's a lot of money in the cannabis world. So I can believe that if it is doing as well as they say it's doing, I could definitely believe that Eddie is no longer working a legal corporate 9 to 5. But the other thing that Millie Chan said is that allegedly, y'all know how Wendy said that she resigned from Johns Hopkins? Allegedly, Wendy didn't quit. Now, again, I don't know what it is. I'm just saying that's what I heard. Now, they say that allegedly Wendy did not leave Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins left her, allegedly. But that's what the Millie Chan said. That's the tea. She said that somebody spilled that tea to her. I'm on the verge of quitting my job because my other job I like pays more. Exactly. Oh, Melly said that it's doing well at the dispensary over near her. Okay, girl. I'm not y'all know I'm not a cannabis person, so I don't know. But I believe you. I heard that it is doing well, though. I heard that Happy Eddie is doing very well. I heard it's doing very well. So, did she get a severance package? I don't know. I figured that probably has a morality clause, and we talked about how some circles don't like reality TV. I don't think she did anything on the Real Housewives of Potomac that would violate a morality clause. She didn't do anything. She got into a few arguments. I'm sure that she cleared being on reality TV with Johns Hopkins because she mentioned it on the show. Like she was very open about working at Johns Hopkins. Like that was something she said. So I don't feel like that would have been the reason why she was let go. What I could see is her allowing other things coming into I can see that her allowing her other obligations coming in between her doing a good job and them using that as a reason. And you know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing. Sometimes you can make it easy for a job to fire you. So I don't think, and I don't know what her morale, I don't know what it said, but being in education, I don't know what she did that would have violated, but she might have. I can't say she didn't. However, let's say she wasn't actually violating anything, but they didn't like the look. They didn't think it was a good look. She may have done something that opened the door for them to fire her under other clauses. Y'all know what I'm saying? Remember that message from 2 seasons ago under the after the Mia incident? I don't remember that. Did they say something? After that Mia assault and that statement. Oh, so I guess they made a statement. I just don't remember. Maybe they did. Hey, Katrina. They must have said something because a couple of y'all are saying it in the chat. I can't remember. I must have missed it. If she was a term professor, they could just chose not to renew. She didn't have to do anything. It all depends on them. Right. And now that's probably what it is. Honestly, they probably just didn't renew her contract. She wasn't tenured. Now, when you're tenured, it takes a lot to fire you. But if she wasn't tenured and she was just working as an adjunct professor, that's nothing. Child, listen, Wendy, one thing about Wendy just can't seem to stick to nothing. That YouTube channel was never consistent. And let's be clear, if Wendy's passion was really talking about politics and what's going on, this current climate is a political dream. Look at the Don Lemons of the world, the Joyanne Reeds of the world, Roland Martin, who actually has been down here for a couple of years doing his YouTube thing. But look at how many political commentators have come down to YouTube and Substack and TikTok and have created a whole lane, a very lucrative lane for some of them. Wendy, I always say this as somebody that does social media. I always say that people who already have a fan base, y'all already have a leg up. Wendy, you already have a fan base. All you had to do was be a little consistent. Just be a little consistent and your numbers would have gone up. Your numbers would have reflected that. Because the thing about people, even if they're a fan, they're not going to stick around if you're not consistent. And you see how Nene's numbers have gone up now that she is putting out consistent content. Nene's numbers have gone up. Don Lemon's numbers. Remember Carlos King when he first started doing YouTube? Carlos King's numbers were average. Like me and Carlos King were like neck and neck in the beginning. But because he does have a fan base, because he does have a platform, because he can bring the reality TV stars on consistently, because he was consistent and he stayed consistent, whether people like Carlos or not, whether people like his interviews or whatever, he is consistent. And he does get interviews with people that sometimes we want to hear from. You know, he's getting interviews from the Mariah Hucks of the world, the Nene Leakes of the world, he's getting interviews from these reality TV stars that we may not have seen in a few years. And we're like, well, what happened to them? Or what was that story? And they're coming down here telling their story. Some of his interviews are more popular than others, but that's average. That's the way of the world. Some reviews are more popular than others. Some shows are more popular than others. So Wendy, if you had been consistent and putting out your content, your show, fast forward, that was what, 2 seasons ago? So in real time, that was probably about 3 years. Wendy, if you put out one show a week, you didn't even have to be like Don Lemon and do it every day. If Wendy had done one show a week, for the last 3 years, Wendy, you'd probably be sitting at 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers and be making some really good numbers, consistent numbers. But Funky should have been where Carlos is. What you mean? I think doesn't Funky have more subscribers than Carlos has more subscribers than Funky Dineva now? I didn't realize that Carlos King had more subscribers than Funky Dineva. But you again, remember, Funky Dineva hasn't been consistent over the years. And when Funky Dineva was doing Fox Soul, he wasn't doing his own channel. He was every once in a while coming down to his channel and maybe dropping a video, a hot topic video. Yeah, I thought Funky had more subscribers than Carlos. Funky has more. I thank you for somebody check the numbers. I'm almost certain that Funky Dineva has more subscribers than Carlos King. Yeah. And when Funky goes live, Funky's numbers are better than Carlos's. Oh my gosh, Chuck, that would have sent Wendy viral. If Wendy had been consistent with her YouTube channel, with her YouTube show, if Wendy had been consistent with her YouTube show, and she got the first interview with Karen, bitch, that would have been it right there. You're right, Chuck. You are absolutely correct. Yeah, I think that Funky, and again, Funky makes good numbers, but I think we also have to take into consideration that Funky, y'all know when Funky was going through what he was going through, Funky was off YouTube for a minute. He wasn't consistent. Funky wasn't consistent for a couple of years. Honestly, Fox Soul is what got Funky consistent again. Remember when he moved to Florida, he would come back. He would be consistent for a few months, then he would go away, then he would come back, then he would go away. When he started doing Fox Soul is when he started being consistent again. But then he wasn't being consistent on his channel. He was being consistent on Fox Soul. It wasn't until he left Fox Soul that we started getting Funky Dineva regularly again. Because remember, he had stopped doing his reviews and everything for a while. So I think if Funky had stayed consistent, he might be like at 1 million by now, maybe. I don't know. Now, do I think that Carlos can pass Funky? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, looking at that number right there, if Carlos is at 343 and Funky's at 455, Carlos might pass Funky before the end of the year. If we're gonna call a thing a thing. Yeah. Now I do think that Funky, if Funky had stayed consistent, I think Funky can be further along than where he is. But I think Funky make his money. All right. I need to sweep this floor, child. I done spilled something on this floor, and I think I done stepped on something anyway. All right. Let's do Tyreek Hill. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill, child. Thank you, K-Fit. If you still up in the thank you for sharing me out, boo. Child. So Tyreek Hill, for those who do not know who Tyreek Hill is, Tyreek Hill is does he still play for the Miami Dolphins? Miami Dolphins player who was on that reality show with Sherelle. His girlfriend or wife was on the show with Sherelle. Well, him and his wife are in the process of getting a divorce, child. Y'all know that they had their back and forth situation. So according to the Daily Mail, NFL sports superstar Tyreek Hill is forced to pay now, mind you, he was only married for 15 months. Okay. He is paying his estranged wife between $20,000 and $50,000 per month in spending money, on top of a one-off check of $500,000. She is getting a further $457,000 towards her legal fees and $100,000 to spend on a new car and exclusive use of their former marital home, a $5.5 million waterfront condo in Miami. Hill also has to pick up the tab for the mortgage, insurance, utilities, and the internet. The astronomical sums are simply to maintain the status quo while the bickering pair duke it out in divorce court and have nothing to do with the eventual settlement, which could run into the millions. Fitness influencer Vaccaro filed for divorce on April the 7th, a day after police responded to reports of an assault in progress at the couple's 35th floor apartment. Y'all. An astonishing 133 court documents have been submitted since then as the pair battle over spousal support and custody of their 11-month-old daughter. Okay. Hill scored some relief last week when Judge Spencer blocked some of Vaccaro's costliest demands. Well, if those were she wanted to keep Hill's Bentley, which is worth more than $200,000, but was told to find a new car for $100,000 instead. The judge told Hill to keep paying all debts, taxes, insurance, utilities, and internet associated with the marital condo, as well as health insurance for Vaccaro and Capri. But in his August 15th order, nixed Vaccaro's demand for the return of her debit card and access to Hill's bank accounts. A previous hearing heard how Hill canceled the card after the mom of one used it to pay off her debts. The wife testified that she was provided between $20,000 and $50,000 per month in spending money via the husband's debit card. She is seeking $50,000 per month in status quo spending. The testimony also revealed that in early July 2025, the husband gave the wife a check for $500,000 to do with it as she pleased. He has also offered to give her an additional $100,000 to secure a vehicle and has agreed to temporarily maintain the exclusive home. The wife testified that she did pay off her student loans with her husband's debit card after they separated. Why you ain't pay off your student loan debt before you left him? Why you wait till after y'all left each other? She was also ordered to slash her legal fees after the judge pointed out that her divorce lawyers were charging more than the court considered to be reasonable. Child. She requested $1 million in legal fees. I know you fucking lying. Y'all, let me say something. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to tell y'all this. Once upon a time, I didn't believe in prenups. I was like, oh my gosh, why would you get, I mean, I say I never got a prenup. But why would you get a prenup? Oh my God, if it's about love, that's like saying you're planning to get divorced. I used to feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore. Let me tell y'all something. At this point in the game, I don't even have nothing and I'm getting a prenup. And when I say I don't have nothing, I mean, I don't have millions. I mean, I have my house, I have my car, I have my, my stocks, I got my little assets, I got my little this and my little that. It ain't a whole lot, but damn it, it's mine. And I had it before I met you. I'd be damn if I'm gonna get married to somebody and they're gonna come along and try to take away what little bit I did have on the front end. And again, let's be clear, the prenup is gonna be real easy. You keep what you walked into the marriage with, and I'm gonna keep what I walked into the marriage with. God forbid we divorce. Okay, anything we build together, we will split evenly right down the middle. That means if we buy another house, that means if we start a business. Like, I don't have the energy for this. I now am at this point in my life, I don't really have any sympathy for people who find themselves in this situation. I just don't have a whole lot of sympathy for people who find themselves in this situation, because at this point, because I don't know if there is or isn't a prenup. I didn't read nothing about a prenup in that article. So it sounds to me like they did not have a prenup. Sir, you have way too much to lose. And let's be clear, the two of them have broken up before. The two of them have had alleged domestic disputes before. So let's not act like, oh, well, they were in love and everything was great. No, it wasn't. The police been called to their house before. So y'all already had some issues here and there and there and here. I just don't have, and Tyreek, sir, you already know you in them streets. You are, see, that's the other thing. Not let the church say, what's up, cuz? That's the other thing. When you know you in them streets and you know you acting stupid, you should have been the first person at the doctor. I mean, I said the doctor, at the lawyer's office wanting a prenup. You should be the first person. You know you in them streets. And the likelihood of you getting caught is probably pretty high. Go on and get a prenup. I just don't get it. Candy's wedding episode should be required viewing for all those celebrities. Right. Candy was like, I love you, but we ain't doing nothing until we sign this prenup. Hello. That's why I'm side-eyeing Simon with this. I'm appealing the judge's decision when it comes to the prenup. Now, I did listen to... Oh, wait a minute. Somebody asked me about the Uncle Nearest update. Brittany, if you're still here, hold on, baby. I'm sorry. Y'all remind me to come back to that. But... Now, I forgot what I was going to say before the Uncle Nearest. Damn it. What was I saying? Candy, prenup, Simon. Now, I did read Simon's appeal, and I can see where Simon is arguing. I still feel like at the end of the day, you negotiated that prenup in good faith with an attorney present. She had an attorney present, and that's what the damn prenup say. Sir, go on about your business. Now, the Uncle Nearest update. Brittany, if you're still here, I'm not sure where you left with the last update you heard, but the last update that I have is the judge accepted Uncle Nearest's request. Both parties had to submit names for the receiver. You know, the judge granted the receivership. So both sides had a chance to suggest names for who they thought should be the receiver. The judge did accept one of Uncle Nearest's recommendations. So the guy that is overseeing the receivership, or is the receiver, I should say, was somebody that Uncle Nearest did recommend. But y'all, I'm not hearing some good stuff. What I'm hearing is that there's some other lawsuits that's out there against Uncle Nearest. And I don't like to hear that, because y'all know I'm here for the Black-owned company. I am. But it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Anyway, speaking of Black-owned business, we might as well go ahead. Regina King wine sold out online. I'm going to go to try Total Wine. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to Total Wine too, because I do want to try it. Who was Uncle Nearest? Uncle Nearest is the black-owned whiskey company. Um, Speaking of black-owned businesses that ain't doing too well, I'm sorry. Allegedly, Pinky Cole, y'all, is facing more lawsuits about unpaid bills. Allegedly. Sorry, y'all. Stupid. Pop-up ads. Okay. Pinky Cole faces lawsuit over alleged $87,000 in unpaid rent at 2 slutty vegan locations. Pinky Cole once again facing a lawsuit over alleged unpaid rent, this time involving 2 slutty vegan locations in Atlanta. She is facing an affiliate of Asana Partners, the real estate firm behind Atlanta hubs like Krog Street Market and Plaza Fiesta, has filed a complaint in Fulton County State Court accusing Cole and her current and former businesses of breaching leases on 2 Edgewood Avenue. All of these pop-ups, okay, sorry y'all, on 2 Edgewood Avenue properties. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported, according to the suit, Cole and the entities owe more than $87,000 in back rent, late fees, and interest. The lawsuit follows Cole's February 2025 financial restructuring, when she revealed that she briefly gave up ownership of her business to a assignee due to a $10 million corporate overhead and cash flow issues before repurchasing it under a new entity. Ain't Nobody Coming to See You Otis LLC. Now, Pinky, that's what you named your LLC, girl. Ain't Nobody Coming to See You Otis. Yeah. Every time I get ready to start to read the article again, I look at that and I start. Since then, her businesses have faced lawsuits in Maryland and New York over alleged unpaid rent and credit card charges tied to the period before the restructuring. As news of the latest lawsuit made its way to social media, reactions are mixed, with some offering cold prayers and encouragement. In contrast, others argue her business troubles stem from the rapid expansion of Slutty Vegan franchise. Praying that she's able to clear this all up in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, now they're just reading the stuff that people left in the comments. Despite the hurdle, Slutty Vegan continues to operate 8 locations nationwide, 5 in Georgia, 1 in Alabama, Maryland, and New York. El Boogie said, "It's your silence for me." I'm sure that sounded funny when they were like doing the paperwork. So if anybody was questioning why Pinky Cole was doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think we know. If we didn't already know, I think we know. If we didn't already know, I think we know. Okay. Moving right along. Snoop is still canceled. Listen, in case y'all were questioning whether Snoop is still canceled, he is. And you know why Snoop is still canceled? Because Snoop's still saying and doing stupid shit. Okay? So Snoop, in an interview, which I don't even know who he was talking to and I don't even care. But in an interview, Snoop said that, now I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. I want y'all to hear me clearly. Snoop said he's scared to go to the movies. What up, Sweet Pea? What's up, my DMV sis? Snoop said he's scared to go to the movies after watching the movie Lightyear with his grandson and seeing an LGBTQ plus couple. Now, let me explain something. When I read that headline, I thought he meant he was in the theater and he saw a same-sex couple in the theater kissing or maybe doing a little PDA, and he was offended by it. It still was a problem for me. We're going to come back to that. It was still a problem for me, but I thought he was saying he literally saw a couple in the movie theater kissing, and that made him feel some kind of way. I still think that was some ignorant shit. Let's be clear. But I thought that's what he meant. That's not what he meant, though. What he meant was there was a same-sex couple in the movie. So let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. And here's what I've never understood about homophobia. This is what I've never understood about homophobia. What the fuck does it have to do with you? So, do you not understand, Uncle Snoop, that your grandson, the likelihood that your grandson has a same-sex parent in his classmates classroom is a pretty high it's a pretty high probability, right? Do you know how many same-sex couples are raising kids? And they're no longer necessarily doing it, I'm going to say, in the closet. I remember being with a friend of mine, and she had her child in private school, and they were doing their back-to-school night via Zoom. And I just happened to be over their house that day because it was like their back-to-school night. And so, of course, the first thing they did was they were going around and they were introducing their kids and da-da-da-da-da. And I counted at least 3 that were on that call. And this is when her daughter was in probably kindergarten. I counted at least 3 same-sex parents, same-sex couples that were in her child's kindergarten class. And this was at a private school, right? I honestly think that is how we breed hate. I know. That is how we breed hate. The fact that you are with your grandchild, and rather than use that as a learning moment, a teaching moment, a teachable moment for your grandchild, to teach him that, listen, all families don't look the same. All families don't look like our family. But that's no reason for you not to be friends with those kids. That's no reason for you not to, want to be around those kids. Even if you don't agree with same-sex marriage or gay LGBTQ, even if you don't agree with it, it doesn't change the fact that your children might come into contact with same-sex families in their life. For you to say that you are, and that's just some ignorant shit to say, that you're scared to go to the movies, sir, that's just stupid. And if it was meant to be a joke, it wasn't funny. So yes, Snoop is still canceled. And the more you say stuff like that, the less I believe that you just showed up at Trump's crypto inaugural ball for the check. I'm starting to think that maybe you showed up because you are cool with Trump and his policies. I think we might have been giving Snoop too much credit by saying, well, he just went to get a check. Maybe that's not why he was there. Maybe we gave him too much credit. Maybe we gave him an easy way out. So just in case y'all was thinking that it's time for us to forgive Snoop, he just turned around and say something else for y'all to be like, nah, we're gonna keep him over there. Anyway, moving right along. Speaking of Trump, in our Politricks, category for today, I don't know if you guys saw where Donald Trump has signed an executive order to get rid of cashless bail in Washington, D.C. I don't know if y'all saw that. But let me read y'all a statement. Let me just read y'all a statement. This is coming from a DC council member for Ward 2, I believe. She's from Ward 2. She's an attorney. Okay. I'm going to just read y'all a statement. Statement on the presidential executive order seeking to reinstate cash bail in the District of Columbia. If we want to keep our community safe, we need serious solutions to serious problems. Cash bail is not a serious solution. We, meaning the District of Columbia, we have not had cash bail in the District of Columbia since 1992, when we implemented a risk-based bail system. Pretrial release decisions should not be based on whether a person poses a safety risk to the community, not whether they can afford to post bail. Wait a minute. Josiah just sent me a message talking about he backstage. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me call JoJo. So you backstage? You said 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Yeah, give me about, because I'm still live. I thought we were going live at 9. Give me about 15 minutes, please. Can you do that? All right. No, you ain't got to do that many. Give me about 15, because I'm on my last story. Let me make sure. Yeah, I just go talk about one more thing and then I'm done. All right. Bye. Don said, I told y'all, Don, I can show you my text. My text, he talking about something. Oh, you must not have seen my text. I said, I changed it. JoJo's in Texas. Anyway. Right. But anyway, y'all, let's keep going. Moving right along. He meant 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But that ain't what he said. But let's finish this up. So Donald Trump has passed an executive order to address something that's not an issue in D.C. Sir. And the sad thing is, if this shit wasn't so serious, it really would be funny. But it's not even funny because literally our country is under siege. So it's not even funny. And you know, people crack me up because people keep doing these TikTok videos that are like, let me set the redirect up while we're doing this. People keep doing these TikTok videos talking about oh, Kamala Harris said this. Kamala Harris said that. Yes, Kamala Harris said it. You know why Kamala Harris said it? Because she fucking read Project 2025, which is what we kept telling y'all to do. We kept telling the people to read Project 2025. Everything that is happening, he said he was going to fucking do it in Project 2025. None of this is a surprise to the people who read the fucking Project 2025. And it's like, anyway, I don't want to go. Y'all know I ain't even trying to go, child. I don't want to do it. Okay, moving right along. But yeah, so he didn't pass an executive order to get rid of cashless bail. And again, this is just another way to keep people in jail. What's Josiah's channel? Oh, sorry. It would help if I spell his name right. I can't find it. Okay. But yeah, it's like this man, we are literally under siege. But anyway, I don't want to go off on no tangent. But yeah, so like I said, y'all. There it is right there. Hold on, y'all. I found the video, but it's not letting me. He must not have his redirect on. He don't have his redirect turned on. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to redirect the live. Yeah, he's trying to send the military out, but again, like I said, I'm done saying what he can and can't do. Because clearly they just gonna let him do whatever the hell he want to do. Because again, I was talking to somebody today and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna be in DC for CDC, and that's the Congressional Black CBC, excuse me, that's Congressional Black Caucus. And for anybody who lives in DC, y'all know that week of Congressional Black Caucus, baby, it was a good time. It was a whole lot of parties, a whole lot of mixing and mingling, a whole lot of, networking, a whole lot went down during Congressional Black Caucus weekend. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't want to hear nobody from the Congressional Black Caucus, because where the fuck y'all been? Where the hell y'all been? Why y'all wasn't down in Texas at the front door where they was holding that lady hostage last week? Where y'all been? What y'all doing? I better not hear nothing about. Nobody better not call me and invite me to their fucking party. Nobody better not call me and say I got an extra ticket too. I don't want to hear none of that. Where the hell have y'all been? Anyway. So just so y'all know, he just doing shit. Lil Nas X was in court today, so let's talk about what happened down to the court today with Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X was was charged with 4 felonies, including battery on a police officer, in court today. 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and an additional count of resisting arrest. The 26-year-old rapper was arrested in the early hours on Thursday. We know that. He did spend the weekend in jail and was arraigned on Monday, where he pled not guilty and was released on $75,000 bond on the condition that he would not own, use, or possess illegal narcotics, which makes me think that they definitely found drugs in his system when they took him to the hospital, and there definitely was some sort of concern that there was an overdose. He must also enroll in an outpatient program. So again, that tells me that this was definitely a drug induced, or at least they feel like it was drug induced. There are pictures circulating of him in court. I mean, you know, from behind the gate with his county blues on. This is what I'm going to say. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, they think this was fake. They think this was fake. They think it was all a stunt. Yeah, I just don't believe that. I think, now, do I think that maybe it could have started off as him trolling? Maybe. But I certainly don't think he meant for it to go as far as it went. And I certainly do still think that he needs help. I think he does have a drug problem. And again, a lot of people are like, well, people use drugs and it's not a big deal and yada, 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 and woo. Well, clearly for him it is. I saw that fear in his eyes. Yeah, I don't think this was a joke. And again, even if it started off as him trolling, I still think it was drug induced. Now, according to, I believe it was his father, they said that his family members are concerned that he started hanging out with a crowd that's, just basically leeching off of him. They're, doing drugs. They're living in his mansion, spending up all his money. So I believe all of those things could very well be true, and I hope he gets the help that he needs. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I take no pleasure in any of this, But I also distrust what the police are saying, where the videos of him attacking the police, they have videos of everything else. Well, there's probably body cam. They'll probably have the body cam. Will probably come out at some point. But I believe he attacked the police. Why don't you believe he attacked the police? He was high. Now, if he were sober, I'd say, okay, maybe not. But y'all, I'm sorry. I know that some of y'all just don't believe that Lil Nas X was high. Yeah, I thought he was trolling or whatever. That boy was high as Cooter Brown. That boy was high as a kite. They said that he took his drawers off and he was walking around butt-ass naked. And when the police tried to arrest him, I absolutely believe 100% that he attacked the police. I absolutely believe it. Now, do I think that he would have done any damage? No, I don't. But that doesn't, whether you can beat the police or not, don't change whether you took a swing. Whether the swing landed, don't change the fact of whether you took a swing. But I believe it. And I believe that there's probably body cam footage to back it up. I believe that. Now, I could be wrong. But I believe it. He's with people that mean him no good. There was a video of him walking the streets completely naked from another time. Someone was filming and laughing with him. I think he was high, but there's friendly high, and then there's I'm gonna fight you high. Well, here's the thing. If they were trying to stop him from doing what he wanted to do, if he wanted to sashay his ass down that street naked, because I want to know, who were the people in that car filming him, that video that ended up on TMZ? Who were those people? I mean, were those just casual bystanders, or were those people that were really like, who were them people? Anyway, y'all. Well, meet me over. I'm about to get off of here. Meet me over on Josiah World TV. We get ready to talk about Heart and Hustle Houston. We're about to get into that over there, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.